Today we're going to be heading towards Omanos, which is right near the White Mountains, and Samaria Gorge, which is the longest gorge in Europe. It's about 11 miles, I think it is, as a trek. We may do it, we may not, but we'll definitely see it. Is this our road? We've got a bit stuck at the moment. There's a roadblock because of some workers cutting the trees down, so the road's completely covered. So luckily, a minute down the road is this beautiful little village place with stunning views. So we're going to just hang around here for a little bit. There's a little cafe, a little church and stuff, so it's a few little things to do just to keep us occupied. So this is the little town that we've just stopped in. I mean, literally, it's just like a couple of buildings. We've just parked up here with amazing views.
Madame, come here. No.
Yeah, well I can, because we've got to turn the corner in there.
Just chilling out in the road, as you do. So don't hanging out in the road as you do.
We have arrived at the National Park of the White Mountains, and we'll see how far we can walk it. The Gorge of Samaria is a national park of Greece since 1962, a major tourist attraction of the island and World's Biosphere Reserve. The gorge was created by a small river running between the White Mountains and Mount Valachias. Got it on camera.
Someone started doing it and then everyone else was doing one. And
3 kilometers. So we finally got to the bottom. It's taken us about an hour and a half to get here, down some of the steepest some of the slipperiest and some of the most dangerous paths you'll probably ever face. I think we found a water source as well, which doesn't matter, we've got pop anyway. We found running water. Feels like we're camping. It's great. It's like Bear Grill stuff, this is. Oh, wow.
There are a number of other gorges in the White Mountains. The gorge is 16 kilometers long, starting at an altitude of 1,250 meters at the northern entrance and ending at the shores of the Libyan Sea in Agia Rumeli. The gorge became a national park in 1962, particularly as a refuge for the rare Crete, which is the Cretan goat, which is largely restricted to the park and an island just off the shore of Agia Marina.
Where we started from? That's where we started from.
We've only got another 3 and then it's the exit. But the distances along there, like, that's just not even what we've just done. And again, a little bit less. Nearly double. More than double.
There are several other endemic species in the gorge and surrounding area, as well as many other species of flowers and birds.
Cold as well. Oh, wet myself. Seven kilometers.
The village of Samaria lies just inside the gorge. It was finally abandoned by the last remaining inhabitants in 1962 to make way for the park. The village and the gorge take their names from the village's ancient church, Ossia Maria.
Originally we were going to do the first 4 bases, which would have took us 3 hours, but I think pride's got the better of us. And we're going to see it out to the end. I mean, we've passed it long ago. And I don't think we're going to give up now. We're going to have to carry on, see it through. Make the ferry, which will take us to a bus port, and then we can catch a bus back up to the car because we're not walking back.
The walk takes 5 to 7 hours and can be strenuous, especially at the peak of summer.
This place is huge and incredible. The scenery is amazing. Look at all the detail in the rocks, all the wavy lines and stuff. Great anger. "10 kilometers. Only 6 more to go." My ankles are starting to ache now. Constantly watching, break them on all the stones everywhere. Coming to another crossing now, somehow. So we finally got to our last stop. The next part that we'll get to will be the exit. So here we go, last leg of the journey. Still, you can't complain. The landscape is truly amazing. It's just got stunning scenery.
The most famous part of the gorge is the stretch known as the Gates, where the sides of the gorge close in to a width of only 4 meters and soar up to a height of almost 300 meters. have to say that I've never been so pleased to see a vehicle in all my life. But my relief was short-lived.
It's all fun and games here. As we were just pulling up at the port, the ferry had already left and it hadn't got to 5:30 yet. I never waited to see who else was coming, and now we're stuck here. So it turns out the water taxi is not going to happen, and there is no other way off the bottom of the coast. So, and even if we got a water taxi, there'd be no buses to get us from the port back up to the top. So we're going to have to wait till morning. We rented a tiny little room in one of the little sort of bar, restaurant rooms for rent. But you can't really grumble for the view. So we're going to probably just chill out a bit first, rest our legs, get a bite to eat, and then start our way back in the morning. Any thoughts you want to add to that, Rach?
My feet hurt.
And here is our room, small as it may be. Double bed.
You know what? It's a bed though, and the pillows actually look better than the ones you've got.
Yeah. Oh, there's a shower as well, bathroom. Before we get too comfortable, we're going to just freshen up, get something to eat, because we're starved as well. And then come back to the room, and I think just going to get an early night. This is where we're staying. So I just had the spag bowl, or in this case, spag cheese. And I've had pizza. Well, just had a shower to get rid of the day's dirt off. I noticed my legs were very dusty, so I presumed the rest of me was too. But hey ho, it's an adventure. It's just gone 8 o'clock. The ferry departs at 8:30 tomorrow morning. Also in the same position as we are a couple of Russian girls and this old couple who are British, and they're staying not too far from, well, at least in the same region as we are, so they've asked for a lift, so we'll give them a lift if they're there at the ferry port. If they're not there, I'm not going to wait for them. I've not yet found a position yet that I can say I'm comfortable. I'm constantly moving around, and my feet, oh god, no blisters, woo, but very sore ankles, my knees, my thighs, my hips, my calves, my back,